I realize I'm in the crosshairs of the woke mob right now. I didn't lie in the initial press conference. During that time, it was a very, witch hunt that was going on across the league.
This is Extra Extra. I'm Jane Stevenson for the Toronto Sun and Sun Media. Well, Dave Chappelle escaped the clutches of cancel culture, not so much NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers. If you've been hiding under a rock, maybe you don't know Rodgers is in hot water for basically lying about his vaccination status.
You vaccinated, and what's your stance on vaccinations?
Yeah, I've been immunized.
He said he was immunized when someone asked him quite a long time ago, and now the NFL has fined him $14,000 measly dollars. This is a guy whose contract is worth $134 million. So it turns out that Rodgers is taking his medical advice from none other than podcast right-winger crazy man Joe Rogan. And he's also right down to taking this hard-to-pronounce drug that's used for deworming horses called ivermectin. The ladies of The View, needless to say, were not very impressed. Take a look.
You either were vaccinated or immunized, or you're not, and you're not.
He endangers people's lives. Then he doesn't take responsibility and makes up some story. Then he blames the woke crowd.
Needless to say, many people are upset that Rodgers put his teammates at risk, and why he hasn't been kicked off the team, and nobody seems to understand. Particularly, look what happened to Colin Kaepernick. It seems like there's one case of rules for one player and another set of rules for another. Like my high school coaches in sports used to say, there is no I in team. So let us know what you think on Twitter, Facebook, and on YouTube. We'd be very curious to know your reaction to this story that doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon.
Both me and Drake have taken shots at each other, and it's time to put it to rest.
Speaking of which, why can't we all just get along? Of all the people trying to make peace, you never would expect it would be Kanye West, now known as Ye. Basically, he's gone on a video saying that he'd like to bury the hatchet with his longtime nemesis, rival, I don't know what you want to call Toronto's Drake. They have been feuding for 12 years, believe it or not. And Ye says it's time to bury the hatchet.
I'm asking Drake on December 7th to join me on stage as a special guest to share the two biggest albums of the year, live in Los Angeles.
Basically, Ye is saying he would like Drake to join him at a concert as a special guest in December, I think in Los Angeles. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, Drake recently gave his condolences for his part in appearing as a special guest in Travis Scott's Astroworld, which tragically claimed the lives of 8 people in Houston last week. Basically, Drake put his condolences on his Instagram page. He, along with Scott and the promoters, are being sued by various people. And I think he just basically wanted to say that he was sad about what had transpired. And that's probably all we're going to hear from Drake for a while on this. So I can't imagine him going to be in a concert with Kanye West, but you never know. On a much lighter topic, our readers love Will Smith. Who doesn't kind of love Will Smith? He's a pretty lovable guy. But the thing that's been so interesting about Will Smith of late is he just released his new memoir called Will. And there's a lot of shocking revelations in this book. Basically, him and Jada, his wife, had wild sex during their early marriage. Now they have an open marriage. He basically talked about how he considered suicide. He had trouble with his weight. He considered killing his abusive father. And he basically had his heart broken when his son, Jaden, wanted to get emancipated. And let's not forget that he said that when he was filming 6 Degrees of Separation in 1993, he fell in love with his much older co-star, Stockard Channing. All of this has kind of broken the internet, and I think there's probably even more revelations still to come.
You're the sexiest man alive!
I'm the sexiest man alive!
So in a very Stephen Colbert way, he announced the sexiest man alive on his show last night, interviewing winner Paul Rudd. Yes, the ageless Paul Rudd of Ant-Man and scores of other films and TV shows, has been named 2021's People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. So they went kind of a different route because funny is sexy, if you ask me, and probably a lot of other people. And if you've ever seen Paul Rudd dance like a maniac to this compilation of all his dancing on TV and films, it's set to the music of Earth, Wind & Fire's September. It's quite funny, and it's a nice mood lifter if you're having a bad day. Anyways, let us know what you think about this pick, because maybe some people see it as non-traditional. Others might say the guy's cute as a button and he's never aged a day. Let us know what you think on Twitter and Facebook of all of these stories, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel below.